What is up, guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. For today, we're just gonna go ahead and get right into the look. As you can see, I already kind of started doing it, so we're gonna just duplicate the other eye. I'm gonna explain step by step. Most of the video I will be doing a voiceover and fast forward. I am jamming out here because I just listened to music and got in my zone, but we're gonna be fast forwarding for most of this video just to save some time because this is a long one, ladies and gentlemen. So definitely grab your popcorn, grab a snack, and lay back because it's Boki season. Alrighty, so right here I just went in with my Maybelline liquid, not liquid, it's going to be the pot liner in black, and right here I'm just kind of doing a cut crease with just liner. I'm not going to be using shadows for this look, so I went ahead and just outlined my eye exactly how I wanted it, and I put on some tape just to assure that that sharp line is going to be there. I went ahead and just filled in the liner with just all black. I'm literally going in with just the same eyeliner and filling it in. Nothing too crazy. Jamming out throughout the video. I'm telling you guys right now, it's going to be happening a lot. So just go ahead and fill that in. Shortly you will see that I'm going to be setting this because obviously it is a cream. So we definitely want to set it in place. Right here, this is where I just took a black eyeshadow, whichever one that you use, something pigmented, and go ahead and just set that liner in place. Right after, just took off the tape, but you got a sharp line. That's what we're looking for. You already know. And right here, we're going to go ahead and go in with the NYX primer, the NYX glitter primer, which is my ride or die for glitters. They stay on all night if you use this, so can't go wrong with that. We're just going to go ahead and use this random craft glitter, and we're going to go ahead and apply that NYX primer on the lid, and then go right ahead into that glitter. We're going to be putting that on just in the middle of the, or in the center of the lid and right in front. I'm trying to gradient it out on the sides, not completely cover the ends because I still want that black to be peeking through. Alrighty guys, now we will be going in with some face gems. We gotta bedazzle this eye, you already know. Put a little bling bling on there. So I will be taking my eyelash adhesive, just any one you have, and I'm going to be putting a little bit of that on the end of the gem and applying it onto my eye just to make sure they aren't going anywhere. I will be alternating colors, so I'm going to be taking a white gem and then doing a blue gem, and I'm going to be doing that with 4 gems, so I will have silver, blue, just in the beginning of my eye, obviously duplicating the same eye that we already have done. Now we're just making sure the placement is all right and where I want it. As you can see, I have blue eyebrows on, guys. I haven't really mentioned this, but I have blue eyebrows on because I will be going in with a blue wig in a little bit. So I wanted my eyebrows to obviously match. Right here, I'm just going to be doing the same technique that I did to the front of the eye, rotating my colors, and instead of doing 4 gems like in the beginning of my eye, I'm going to be doing 5 gems at the end, pretty much ending at my last, at my tip of my wing. That's where I will be ending it. And I'm just trying to get the placement just right here. So obviously, take your time with this. It can be very tedious, but the outcome can be amazing. Now I'm just going to be getting off camera and applying some lashes, so let me be right back. Alrighty guys, so I went ahead and applied some lashes, and I'm going to go right into the face. So we are going to be forming the skull face. I went ahead and went in with a brow pencil at first, but the brow pencil wasn't doing it for me, so I switched over to a lip pencil. And right here, I'm kind of just sketching out my hollows on where I want my face to end and where my hollows are going to be. For this step, you can kind of take your hollows of your cheeks, so it's just as where are we contouring is exactly where your hollows are going to be. Obviously, you want negative space right there to form that skull, so that is what we're doing. Right here, I'm just going to go in with a little bit of black, and I'm going to kind of form that shape that I had already planned out, and I'm just going to go in with black. I am going to tell you guys right now that I was jumping all over the place for this beginning part because I was kind of trying to get a feel and trying to see what design I'm going to do for my skull. So I do jump around in steps for this. I do have a reference picture right next to me, so that will definitely help if you guys do not know how to do a skull. This is my first time doing one as well, so it's definitely a good idea to have that reference picture right next to you so you can kind of see where the hollows of the cheeks are. Right here, I'm just going to be taking my Anastasia Beverly Hills lipstick palette, which I'm just going to be taking the black in there, kind of like a face paint, and filling in that black. I'm just going to be filling it in, and then obviously later on I will be setting it with some black eyeshadow so it does not move around. Right here, I'm just going to be shading until exactly where you see right there. I'm not going to go any more deeper because I do want to do a gradient effects with the teeth, so I don't want to take it past that line until later on exactly to know where I'm going to be placing my teeth. So yeah, I'm going to be jumping around, so right there I'm just going to stop and continue to another step. I will be taking the BH Cosmetic palette with these two blue shades, and I'm going to be taking a brush and kind of just shading right on top of where I did that hollow. I'm going to be shading that with blue because I'm trying to do this skull blue colored, so you'll see how this all ties in. But I just went ahead and did a little bit of shading right there. Nothing too big because I will be jumping into another step in a little bit. So I just do that real quick and let's be right back. Alrighty guys, so for this part, I'm just going to go ahead and go into the teeth. I went ahead and put some foundation on my lips just so I can go ahead and have a blank canvas. I wanted to obviously camouflage my lips, so I went ahead and did that. I just went ahead and used a angled brush with some black eyeshadow, whichever you prefer, and I'm going to be going with the same structure as my regular teeth. So I'm pretty much just outlining my teeth how I would in my mouth, so it's literally I'm following that same shape. And I'm going to be extending the ends of my lips and creating more teeth outside of that. And I'm going to try to be doing a little more of a curved shape to the side of my teeth, or the outside of where I'm trying to create this smile or these skeleton teeth, because obviously I want to mimic the same shape as my jaw. So that's what I will be doing here, and I'm just going to be taking these lines all the way through my lips on both sides, obviously, because we want to make it look like we have some skeleton teeth. We're obviously going to be going in later on and shading a little bit more on the teeth just so they look a little more realistic, and we are going to be doing some crazy stuff with the teeth, so just stay put. So right here, I'm just going to be extending the other side and repeating the same steps. I do try to switch off to a different brush right here just to help me do the little curvatures of my jawline so they can be a little more curved and precise as a regular jaw would be. Y'all, I warned y'all this was a long one. So right here, I'm just going to be taking a Luxie 111 brush, and I'm going to be taking a little bit of blue and kind of shading those teeth. So I just went in with the lines I already created and kind of did a little bit of shading. So I just took a little bit of blue and added that on there, as well in between my lips to kind of form that negative space kind of smile with the teeth. So that's pretty much what I'm doing. I'm just going to do that throughout the whole mouth. And yeah, going in with a flat shader brush, I'm going to be taking the Anastasia Beverly Hills lip palette, and I went in with that white, and I'm just forming the teeth with this. So I suggest you use a brush that kind of already has the shape of a tooth, if that makes sense. Right here, it's already rounded on top, so it was easy to just take that white and just drag it right through. So right here, I'm just pretty much creating the smile. So I'm going in with those teeth. And for this step, I'm just going in throughout the whole mouth, but towards the end of the mouth right here, you can see I went in a little more light-handed with the whites for the end jaws because I wanted those to be more gradient into the negative space that we are going to be creating. So I went ahead and did those a little more faded out, not as deep as the other ones would be, of course. Throughout this process, I'm just doing the whole entire mouth of teeth, of course. And later on, I will be going back in with more of a detail brush and going in between those lines just to bring back that depthness that I had in those lines. And obviously, I don't want to lose the shape of the tooth. So right here, you will see that I went in with more of a detail brush. This is an eyeliner brush by Morphe. And I just went in with a little bit of black and went ahead and kind of shaded in those lines again so I wouldn't lose them through the white. And I'm also kind of trying to form the shading around the teeth to kind of mimic an actual tooth shape, so it doesn't look that unrealistic. We want it to look pretty realistic, right? So that's pretty much what I'm doing here. I'm just taking that black and going in between those teeth. Moving right along, I'm going to be going in with, here I'm just pretty much doing the same thing, just deepening up those lines. And yeah, going back in and shading between the lips so I don't lose that shape. Now I'm going to be going in with some black, and I'm kind of just going to be trying to do a gradient effect to the teeth. That way I don't lose the shape of the teeth and it looks like I did a gradient effect, so it doesn't look unrealistic, of course. Now I'm going in with a fluffy brush and just kind of contouring my jawline. I just went in to my BH Cosmetic Take Me to Brazil palettes and I just kind of swirled all the blues in there and just started contouring my jawline. I will be going in later on and adding a little more detail, and I'm also taking this blue on the top of my cheekbones and also in my temples. I will be doing that for a little extra bit of shading. Right here, now I'm going to be taking a regular fluffy brush with a little bit of black and blending in that blue shade with that black because I don't want it to just completely cut off. I kind of want to have a little more gradient effect so it all blends in together. So that's pretty much what I'm doing here, and as well as deepening up that black, I am also doing that as well. Going in with the same brush, I'm kind of bringing that black up higher into my temples. I'm kind of bringing it up and then just going straight on my temples with a little bit of black. I will be also going in with mostly blue right here because I realized that I want that blue there first. And then later on I go in with a little bit more of black. So that is what I'm doing here. I'm just pretty much putting that blue on my temples to create that negative space there. So yeah, see, as you see, I just pretty much just took my brush and just went all in there with all those blues and just made a little concoction. So that is what I'm doing here. Moving right along, we are going to be taking a little more of a detail brush and kind of forming a little shadow on that curve right there where my cheekbone is. And right here, I'm going to start creating the nose. So For this part, just pretty much have like a little reference photo right next to you so you can kind of see what a shape of a skull looks like, or a skull nose. That way you can kind of like try to duplicate the shape and do all that good stuff. Alrighty, so right here I just went in and created that nose shape, and I went in with blue first for this step just because I was planning to do a grading effect on the nose with blue to black, and it actually didn't work out that way, but that was my fault because I ended up outlining the nose later on with some eyeliner, which I shouldn't have done because I wanted still that gradient effect from blue to black, but it's okay. It still came out okay, and we just ended up doing the whole nose black. So right here, I was doing it right here. I was gonna go in with a little bit of black and just kind of fade it out, but I don't know. I ended up just going ahead and outlining with a black liner, and then I ended up just doing the whole nose pretty much black. So right here, as you can see, I'm kind of doing that gradient effect, and then right here is when I went in with some eyeliner and didn't quite like how it looked with the grading effect inside, so I went ahead and just filled it in with all black. So right here, I kind of just went in with all black. And then later on, I do go in with a little bit of blue shadow and kind of soften the edges later on, which you will see. Right here, I'm just kind of filling it in with black. And then right here is when I take it in with a little bit of blue and kind of soften up those edges. Alrighty guys, so going right into the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette again, we're going to do exactly the same thing that we did on the other side, pretty much. So right here, I'm just going to take that black and pretty much fill in that negative space that I wanted to do, obviously. So I'm going to go in first with that black shade, and I'm going to kind of fill it in. I'm going to be filling it in right here, just with all black, and of course still trying to do that gradient effects at the end of the jaw so it can look like we blended. So just taking that up, I'm going to be taking that up all the way right here. I haven't done it yet, but I am going to be taking it up a little bit higher on the temple, of course. So this is what I'm doing, going in with some black shadow and just deepening that black shade up. And right here, I'm going to start taking it a little bit higher onto the temples. Right here, I'm just pretty much blending that jawline right there and trying to maneuver that color in. That's pretty much what I'm doing. It's literally the same steps as I did on the other side, guys. Nothing new. It's literally the same thing. So we're just going to go ahead and skim through this. Moving along, we're going to go in with the blue right on top where our cheekbones are. I'm just going to take that blue and go ahead and do that little shadow right there as well on the temples. Same thing applies. The temples, we're going to do it, and also the jawline a little bit later. So right there, I'm just pretty much putting that shadow on the temples, of course, and moving right along, we're going to go in back with that black and just deepen everything up, blend those edges because I don't want them to not be blended. I went ahead and blended those edges right there, and as well on the temples. I added a little bit of black, but I will be going in and perfecting that, and right there just adding that little shadow with a detail brush. Literally the same thing as the other side, guys. I went ahead and added this shadow, but later on it fades, so I will be adding it again later on. So just so you guys know, right there. Okay, let's continue on. Right here is where I'm taking it a little bit higher into the temples and just really blending out that blue shade that is in our cheekbones, and of course right underneath where the jawline is. Right now, I'm going to be going in to the lower lash line. I pretty much am just going to be taking that color black. I'm going to be taking that straight underneath the eye, so really tight lining that black, and then I'm only going to be taking it halfway to the eye, and then later on I'm going to be taking that blue shade right there, and I'm going to be blending out that black. So I'm just going to be blending, 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 nothing too crazy on the lower lash line, but that's what I'm going to be doing. And of course, we will be repeating these steps onto the other eye. So just the same thing on the other eye. Later on, here we go, we're going to go in with some Cover FX glitter drops. So I went ham with these. I pretty much just started highlighting right there on my cheekbone. Alrighty, and I'm also going to be taking this highlighter and I'm going to be pretty much highlighting underneath that negative space we created. So on my jawline underneath, I'm literally going to be bathing in this for right now. I'm going to be highlighting right underneath where I'm telling you, right there. And I'm obviously going to be doing the same thing on the other side. This is just going to act like a primer for our actual highlight, so our highlight can be popping, beaming, out of this world, you know? I want it to be freaking glowing. So right there, now I'm going to go in with the Moon Child by Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the Glow Kit. And I'm just going to be highlighting my face. I'm literally going ham with this highlighter. I really want to make my cheekbones pop, as well as underneath that negative space that we created, as well as our temples. So we're just going to be pretty much just bathing in highlight bucket. That's the way to go. So just doing the same thing to the other side, of course, just pretty much highlighting everything. I'm going to go ahead, highlight, and then as well as the tip of the nose, give it a little bit of life right there. So that's exactly what I'm doing. Yay! Hey, I was jamming out. Alrighty, now I'm going to go in with a little bit of highlighter on the inner corners of the eye just to make that eye pop a little bit more. And yep, we're going to be doing the same thing on the other side. Ooh, I only highlighted one temple. I hope I remembered. I'm pretty sure I remembered later on. But right there, I only highlighted one. Oops. So going in, I'm going in with a little bit more black. I get deepening up my temples right there. Oh, see, I remembered. There we go. We want to highlight it right there. And now I'm going with some gems. So this was the most tedious part of this look. I feel like it was adding the teeth. So I went in with a bunch of jewels on the teeth. Right here, I did 2 jewels on every tooth. I even went in a little bit later on. You're probably not going to see that because there's a part that I forgot to film or I just didn't hit record or something. But I did miss some of the teeth being applied. But right here, I'm pretty much just applying 2 gems to each tooth, as well as I'm going to be doing 2 teeth that are blue. They're going to kind of mimic a gold tooth, but of course we're doing a blue skull, so we're doing a blue tooth. So you'll see that in a little bit, but this is definitely the most tedious part because I am adhesing them with lash glue. So go ahead and just take your time with that step. Right here, I didn't record this part, but I put some gems underneath my eyes. I put a regular gem, then 2 blue gems, and a regular gem again. I went ahead and finished up the smile, and I put in those blue teeth, which were going to mimic those gold teeth that I was telling you about. So I really like how the smile came out, and now we're going to bejewel even more. We're going to keep on bejeweling, and right in our cheekbones, we're going to add some more jewels. So I'm going to be taking, I wonder what the hell I was jamming out to because I was getting it. But right here, I'm just going to add 6 medium-sized gems to my cheekbone. And I'm going to be doing that right on there. And then right on top, you'll see right now, I'm going to be adding 3 silver gems on top. So I'm just going to be adding those right on top. The same way I was doing with everything else, I am applying it with some lash glue just to make sure they do not move. If I'm trying to, go party out in this, or, you got a Halloween party or something, you're secured. Your gems ain't gonna fall off. So Right here, I'm just finishing up those jewels, and that's how the cheekbone came out. I honestly love how it came out. And obviously, we're gonna do the same exact thing on the other cheek. So right here, I'm just gonna be bejeweling the other cheek. Finally, I'm done because that shit took forever. And right here, I'm going to dip into the black. Right here, I'm just mimicking the shape of a skull. So pretty much, I'm gonna kind of form that shape on the bottom and use a little bit of black to really make it look like a skull shape. So right there, I'm just pretty much doing that on both sides. And I really think this part really made the face pop. So I loved this. We're just going in with the black and just shading that in. All right, but let's talk. How cute is this little skull? I love how the teeth and all the jewels came out. It looks slit. And I will be adding a blue wig to the end of this, so just stay tuned. Right here, I'm gonna go ahead and darken up my temples for the 10th million time because I've literally done that 10 million times this video. Right here, I'm gonna go in with the Kat Von D concealer in the shade white. So I'm just adding a little bit of white concealer right right in that space in between to kind of lighten that up right there. So that's what I'm doing. Kind of give it a little highlight with some concealer. Just with my finger, I'm just putting it right in between that space. Right here, I'm going to go in with some shadow. So this shadow it's white, but it has a reflective of blue. So I'm adding that on first to kind of give my that part a little bit of highlight, but I am going to be going in with a deeper highlight to really make that part pop. So I went into the Moonchild palette and I just went in with some more highlight right there. And I really like how this came out. It really made the face pop. So there you have it. And adding a little more highlight to the nose because you can't go wrong with some highlight. Right here, I'm just going to go in with a little bit more of black and kind of just adding a little details, adding some more shadows. Right there, you see how I'm deepening up in certain parts and kind of just making it a little more realistic. Pretty much, that's what I'm doing. And right here, I do add a little bit more of the shadows. Right underneath where that jawline was, I am going to add a little bit more just to make it look more realistic, of course. And yeah, just do that to both sides. Alrighty guys, so we're literally at the end. I'm just gonna go ahead and slap on a wig, some contacts, and some few accessories, and I'll be right back. Alrighty guys, so this is gonna be the finished look for you today. I hope you guys enjoyed this glam like jeweled skull. I honestly enjoyed making it for you guys. I love how it turned out. It came out so cool because Halloween is coming early on my channel, guys, because it's spooky bitch season. We're in September and I have a lot of ideas for crazy looks for Halloween, and I literally want to start doing them, and I want to have enough time to get them out there for you guys. So definitely stay tuned for that. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. It will help me out so very much. And definitely stay tuned because I'm coming at you with a bunch of makeup looks, bunch of Halloween looks, a bunch of fun tutorials. So I hope you guys definitely join the team and hit subscribe. Thank you so much for watching today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye, guys.